Hey there. Welcome to the Daily Dose. Uh, yeah, we'll meet tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Unless I tell you differently, we should be able to have that and get back to our Wednesday night before we take a break for the holidays. Okay, I got to talk more about it's. By the way, it's December 12th, and I'm a little frazzled because I'm just still buzzing about this Shohei Ohtani. To review, talked about yesterday. Numbers come out. The splashes hit Saturday afternoon. Nothing going on in sports. One of those where were you then moments, $700 million over 10 years. No one expected that. People thought maybe he'd get 400 or 500 million, maybe even 600 million, but 700 million over 10 years for Shohei Ohtani, the biggest free agent contract, the biggest contract ever. Zooming past the averages, which were at the top of 43 million, and the total deal of 420 million by Mike Trout. Yesterday, we find out more about the deal, which makes it completely different understanding of it. All right, let's be clear. And if you haven't seen this, Shohei Ohtani will make for the next 10 years from the Dodgers $2 million a year for the next 10 years, a total of $20 million for the next 10 years. 20, not 700, 20. And then from 2034 to 2043, he will make from the Dodgers $680 million. So he will make $700 million over 20 years. He will only make $20 million over 10 years. And again, year by year. So he's making $70 million in 2024 playing for the Dodgers. He's only getting paid 2 of it in 2024. He's getting paid 68 of it in 2034. Okay? So let's be clear. He's making $2 million of the $70 million each year for the next 10 years. And he's making the other 68 10 years from that time. So people have asked me this, if he's traded, what happens? Well, if he's traded after 5 years, it's not like the new team inherits the 68 million a year allocated to the first 5 years of the contract. No, they only pay out the future years of that. Okay, tax consequences, who knows? I have different opinions from different well-respected tax lawyers that if he's earning this money in other states, not earning, if he's receiving this money in other states in 10 years from now or 12 years from now or 15 years from now, it is not taxed in California. I have people saying it will be taxed because it was earned while in California. But I can bet you that CAA, the representatives for Ohtani, had their high-priced tax attorneys weigh in on this and say that if it was deferred out 10 years and he's living in, say, Florida, Texas, or Japan, it's not going to be taxed at the high California rate, which would earn him another, I don't know, 50, 60, 80 million dollars in tax liability. That doesn't happen. So that's part of the reason. The question I keep getting is, why would Ohtani do this? Well, we know why the Dodgers would do this. Money now is more valuable than money later. Teams always wanted to defer. I wanted to defer. Never really got agents buy-in on big deferrals, maybe a year out if I was lucky. Why did Ohtani want this? Well, maybe he can live on endorsement money plus the $2 million a year and just wants this massive retirement plan. Great. Maybe he just wants to keep the Dodgers competitive with the luxury tax payroll. This has been valued at $460 million. 46 a year. That's how Major League Baseball is valuing this contract. So it's really a $460 million a year, not a 10-year contract, not a $700 million 10-year contract. So let's get that straight. But it seems to me this is something pushed more by the agents than by the team. I mean, I couldn't even imagine asking for this as a team. And I'm looking at this very simply and saying they wanted to shout the number. Like Saturday afternoon, they got the number out there. That number's there. $700 million. And a lot of people just don't ever come back and see the details like we now are finding out. Obviously, and you're in sports, in the business of sports, you know this. You want to get into it. But wow, it's not $700 million. And we're going to still see, especially mainstream media, point out this is $700 million for the next, I don't know, 50 years. But it's not. It's $460 million. That's the present value of paying it out this way over the next 20 years. Listen, it's still the best contract in history. It's still $30 million past Mike Trout. It's still a better average than Scherzer or Verlander. It's just not $700 million. Okay, so if I'm the Dodgers, I'm like, okay, You know, you want the biggest contract ever? Here it is. And you want to splash this number? Great. And if I'm Ohtani, I'm like, yeah, I'll set myself up for the biggest retirement plan in history of sports, and maybe, likely, according to his experts, don't have to pay taxes on it. Doesn't have to pay California taxes on it. We'll talk more about this in the newsletter and in the check out the reels. I mean, we'll talk more about this in the meeting too. All right. Have a great day.